this is actually the worst way to charge your PS4 controller, and there's a big reason why. The micro USB port on the DualShock 4 is over time known to experience issues with both charging and connecting. In some the controller might even completely stop charging altogether. If your PlayStation controller won't connect to your PS4 anymore, chances are the problem is likely the USB connection itself or the cable. If you're constantly connecting and disconnecting the cable every single day to charge your controller, then over time it will start wearing out and you will have to replace the micro USB cable almost guaranteed. And this isn't so much an issue with the controller itself as it is with just micro USB in general. In fact, it is very common for these cables to just randomly stop working on their own for no apparent reason. Luckily, the PS5 does not have this problem with the DualSense thanks to the much-needed USB Type-C upgrade. So what exactly can you do to prevent excess wear on your controller and unnecessary spending on micro USB cables? Well, the answer is very simple and surprisingly cheap. The one thing that almost every PS4 user wishes they started doing a lot sooner is charging their controller using the bottom EXT port. In case you didn't know, just like the PS5 DualSense, you can also charge your DualShock 4 using the somewhat mystery port on the bottom of the controller. And instead of spending money on a pack of replacement micro USB cables, you can invest in a cheap charging station for the exact same price. I actually ended up purchasing a couple different PS4 charging stations for myself, and the most affordable one was only $13 on Amazon, which is literally almost the same price as a pack of new micro USB cables. I wanted to compare two really cheap alternatives to the original DualShock 4 charging station, which is very expensive and almost impossible to find. It turns out both chargers I purchased from Amazon worked just as well, but I was particularly impressed by a charging dock from this brand called Oivo. I think that's how you say it. For just $13, the quality is pretty decent, and it's similar to the original in both shape and size. The PowerA dual charging station was good, but it was more expensive and kind of clunky in comparison to the others. Overall, if I had to pick one, it would definitely be the original Sony charging station. Unfortunately, they no longer make it, so it's pretty difficult to purchase. But for anyone currently looking for a better way to charge your PS4 controller, the charging dock from Oivo gets my top recommendation. Now you know that you can help your PS4 controller and USB cables last longer by simply charging your controller from the EX.
One of the last step is to connect your PS4 controller to PlayStation. Is rebuild database. It will fix the issue unless your PS4 controller is broken or dead. Make sure all of your PlayStation cables are connected, including controller via USB cable. Now just hold a PlayStation button for 5 seconds. Once you listen second beep, your PlayStation will enter in a safe mode. Using controller arrow key, select rebuild database. Rebuilding the database on PS4 does not delete your games, save data, or user profile. It fixes corrupted data, improves performance, and can reduce system lag, freezing, or loading issues. If you like the video, please subscribe for more informative videos. Thank you.
Hellfirens, give your PS4 PS5 controller to new and fancy look with this Spider-Man grips. Today I will tell you how to install Spider-Man thumb grips on PS4 PS5 controller. It's very easy to install and remove within less than a minute from your PS4 PS5 controller. These grips are waterproof and long-lasting. It will increase your controller life and give them beautiful look. These soft case protects your device from scratches and dust. Please subscribe with us for more informative videos.
Hello my friends, give your PS4 PS5 controller a new vibe and improve your gameplay by choosing thumb grips that fit your style and needs. These thumb grips provide extra padding, reducing finger fatigue during long gaming sessions. These improve the texture of the joystick, preventing slipping and giving you better control. These thumb grips, as you can see, come in various colors, designs, and materials, allowing you to personalize your controller to match your style. To protect the original joystick from wear and tear, extending the life of your controller. These grips are soft and flexible. These are easy to install and provide a snug fit. Offer better control for precision movements, especially useful.
How to solve unrecognized disk issue. It works 99 times. Grab your disk, Battlefront 2 in this case, take your PlayStation up, move the PlayStation to 180 degree, then move to other side 180 degree. Put the PlayStation down, tap that PlayStation gently few times on top of PlayStation, give it a couple flicks, then tap on PlayStation few times and make him stand vertical. Now just see on the screen it will load the game. If you like the video, please comment and subscribe for more. That's That's right, you just stand in front of the camera and you'll automatically log into your console. Activating it is quite easy. To do it, just go to the settings menu, select login settings, and activate the facial recognition option. To finish, follow the instructions on the screen. Search the internet for all the information about each hidden trophy, but if you go to the trophy list of your game, look for the hidden trophy and press square. It will show you the information on what you need to do to get that specific trophy. Let's call them VIP friends. If you want the PlayStation to notify you when these VIP friends online, you can do it. You just have to press the triangle button on your friends list and select your favorite friends. How to make the image bigger? The PlayStation can help you by zooming in so everything looks a little bit bigger. You only have to activate the zoom option in the accessibility menu, and to use it, press and hold the PlayStation button plus square. The first step is to completely turn off your PlayStation. That means not to put it on rest mode, but to completely turn it off. You will also need to connect your controller to the console through the USB cable and keep the PS button pressed until you hear the power on sound twice. There you select the option to rebuild the database and you will notice the difference in speed in your console. And no, this will not erase your games or saves since this is an official procedure. Do you want it to remap your controller buttons to other buttons for certain games? Well, now you can just go into your accessibility button assignments and now you can customize and reassign them to your... People don't know that if you hold down the PS button for 10 seconds, it completely disconnects and turns off your PS4 controller. Here's one that will actually save you a lot of battery life on your PS4 controller. If you go into your controller settings, you can set the DualShock light bar to dim and also turn the speaker volume all the way down. Doing this will significantly increase the battery life of your controller. If you like the video, write us comments and subscribe with us for more informatic videos.
Here's how to navigate your PS4 menu screen as quick as possible. Just use the L1 and R1 buttons to skip from left to right. Need to get to your game's library as quick as possible? Well, now you can. Just hit the R1 button and you're there. Most people know that you can use the touchpad or your smartphone to type messages, but a lot of people seem to forget that you can tilt to type. Just press the R3 button when the keyboard pops up and start typing. I hope you're better at this than I am. I mentioned this one in my last video, but it's so good that it's worth mentioning again. If you don't want your friends seeing you go online when you log into your PlayStation, just hit the options button before you log in and select login with offline status. Here's an easy trick that lets you quickly switch between applications. Just double tap the PS button and it takes you back to where you were. Need to go back to your messages? No problem. Just double tap. It's that easy. Most people don't know that if you hold down the PS button for 10 seconds, it completely disconnects and turns off the controller. You can also hold down the PS and share button at the same time to activate Bluetooth pairing. This will let you use your controller with a smartphone, computer, or tablet. This next one actually shows you when your PlayStation controller is done charging. If you go into your settings and enable power to USB in rest mode, your light bar flashes orange while it's charging, and as the charge increases, the flashing slows down until it completely turns off when it's done. Now you'll know when that spare controller is ready to be used again. Here's one that will actually save you a lot of battery life on your PS4 controller. If you go into your controller settings, you can set the DualShock light bar to dim and also turn the speaker volume all the way down. Doing this will significantly increase the battery life of your controller, so you should do it right now. This next trick lets you take quick screenshots with no delay or lag whatsoever. Just go into your sharing and broadcast settings, then select Share Button Control Type and choose Easy Screenshot. Now you can click the share button and get an instant screenshot. If you do this, you'll never miss that special moment again. Here's how you can use your controller to zoom up on things that you might not be able to see. Just go into your settings, accessibility, and enable the zoom feature. Now you can press the PS and square button at the same time to zoom in, use the left analog stick to move around, and then press the circle button to cancel. Have you ever wanted to remap your controller buttons to other buttons for certain games? Well, now you can. Just go into your accessibility, button assignments, and now you can customize and reassign them to your liking. Last but certainly not least, this one does a hard reset for troubleshooting and fixing any issues that you might be having with your controller. Just use a paperclip or toothpick to hit the small reset button on the back of the controller, hold for at least 5 seconds, and then let go. Hopefully this fixes your issue. But there you guys have it. Those are all of the tips, tricks, and secret features that I know about the PS4 controller. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video and found it useful or at least interesting. And if you did, make sure to leave a like rating on the video, comment below to let me know what you think, and as always, don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell for post notifications. I'll see you guys in the next video. Yawns.
Hello, my friends. Give your PS4 or PS5 controller new look with this cute thumb grips. Today, I will show you how you install Luigi thumb grips on your PS4, PS5 controller. It's simple and easy. Less than a minute, you give your controller new look with these grips, which makes you very comfort to play any game. If you think this information was helpful, please comment and
How to set password on PS4. Just go to Settings, then go to Login Settings, and we're going to go to Login Passcode Management. Now if you've never put a password on it before, all you need to simply do is put in a new login password. So I'm going to do that right now. And now we officially have a password on this account. So if you want to test it, you want to press and hold the PlayStation button on your controller. From here we're going to go to Power and we're going to go to Log Out of PS4. And now when we try and sign back into this account, it's going to ask us to put in this password. So we test here. Yes, enter your login passcode for your PS4. Now we have a password on your PS4. Please write comments if you like video. Please subscribe for more. Whether your PlayStation 4 keeps disconnecting from Wi-Fi or you can't get your system online at all, we're here to help you fix PS4 network issues. Here's how to get your system back online as normal. Any network troubleshooting should begin with a restart of all affected equipment. You can clear up many temporary issues by doing so, and it's a quick step to get out of the way first. First, restart your network by rebooting your router and modem, or your combination device that handles both. If they have a power button on the back, use that to turn them off and wait a minute before turning them back on. If your devices don't have a power button, unplug the power cord instead, after your network equipment starts back up. Restart your PS4. To do so, press and hold the PS button on the controller to open the quick menu. On that menu, open the power section and select Restart PS4. Don't choose Enter Rest mode. This is a low power state that doesn't fully shut down the system. Once everything has restarted, see if your PS4 connects to Wi-Fi as normal. If it doesn't work, you should next make sure you can get online on a computer or other device in your home. Assuming everything else connects to Wi-Fi except your PS4, move on to the below steps. If nothing will get online, your PS4 isn't the problem. You need to troubleshoot your home network. Another worthwhile early troubleshooting step is confirming your PS4 will connect to your mobile hotspot. If so, the issue lies with your home network, so the below tips will help. If not, your PS4's network hardware may be malfunctioning. Run the PS4 network test for more details. If a simple reboot didn't fix your PS4 Wi-Fi issues, you can run a built-in network test to get more information about where the problem lies. On your PlayStation 4, head to Settings and Network Test Internet Connection. This will run a short test and display successful or failed for each of the following in succession. Obtain IP address, whether your system successfully received an IP address from your router. If it fails, your PS4 is not connecting to the router properly. Internet connection. This succeeds as long as your PS4 can reach the internet. If it fails, the issue lies between your router and the internet. PlayStation Network Sign-In checks whether your system can reach the PlayStation Network. If it fails, you may be on a network that blocks PlayStation Network. While less likely, the issue may also lie on Sony's end. If your computer passes these 3 checks, your PS4 is properly online. In addition, you may want to test a specific game to confirm all its online features are working. There are a few additional data points from this test that can help you troubleshoot. NAT type. PlayStation uses a confusing system where your NAT type can be Type 1, Type 2, or Type 3. Type 1 means your system is connected directly to the internet, which is rare unless you have your PlayStation directly connected to your modem. You shouldn't see this. Type 2 means that you're connected to the internet through a router, which is what most people will see. Type 3 means that your system can't use all the ports necessary, which often causes instability. Connection speed. These are estimates of how fast your PS4 can download and upload data. Even if you've connected successfully, a low value can indicate your PS4 Wi-Fi is too slow. Now that you have a better idea of your issue, let's look at various steps to fix bad Wi-Fi on PS4. If your PS4 won't connect to your router at all, the obtain IP address check will fail. In these cases, you should make sure you have the right Wi-Fi network information set. Go to Settings and Network, set up Internet connection, use Wi-Fi Easy and run through the steps again to reconnect to your network. Pay attention when entering the Wi-Fi password. An incorrect password is a common mistake, especially since using a controller to type is prone to error. As a potential fix, you can also try changing your DNS settings to use a third-party provider instead of your ISP servers. To do this, select Custom instead of Easy. You don't need to tweak any of the other options, so choose Automatic for IP address settings, then do not specify for DHCP hostname. At the DNS settings screen, choose Manual and enter the information for an alternate DNS server. If you can't decide, try setting primary DNS to 8.8.8.8 and secondary DNS to 8.8.4.4 for Google's public DNS servers. Confirm this, then choose Automatic for the MTU settings and do not use for proxy server. From there, you can test the connection again. Improve Wi-Fi reliability on your PS4. While Wi-Fi is convenient, it's susceptible to interference, which can cause your PS4 to disconnect from the network or suffer slow speeds. You can see how strong your PS4's Wi-Fi signal is by going to Settings and Network, view connection status and checking the signal strength entry. If this is below 80%, you should try improving it by taking the following steps. Move your PS4 closer to your router. The further away your system is from the router, the weaker the Wi-Fi signal will be. If at all possible, move the two physically closer together. Reduce interference. Wi-Fi doesn't travel well through solid metal, concrete, and other thick surfaces. You may also experience reduced Wi-Fi performance if there are microwaves, baby monitors, or similar devices nearby using the same frequencies. Try to keep as direct a line between the PS4 and router as possible, and move other devices out of the way. Limit network usage on other devices. Your PS4's network performance will suffer when other devices in your home are using the bandwidth. Try shutting down other computers, phones, and game systems, especially if they're downloading large files, streaming 4K media, or similar. You may need to upgrade your home internet plan if this is a consistent issue. Follow additional tips for speeding up your Wi-Fi connection if you suspect this is the problem. You should also avoid using any VPNs with your PS4, as doing so introduces additional overhead. Depending on your PS4 model, you might also be able to connect to the 5 GHz band on your router for a more consistent signal. The PS4 Slim and PS4 Pro can use the 5 GHz band, but the original model PS4 cannot. Compared to 2.4 GHz, 5 GHz connections are often faster and not subject to as much interference, but don't travel as far. If your PS4 is close to your router, and you have a compatible model, it's worth trying the 5 GHz band as a potential solution. There's a chance that the PlayStation network is down, which will prevent you from connecting to its online services. While rare, this does happen, so it's worth checking, especially if PlayStation Network sign-in failed during your test earlier. Check Sony's PSN status page to make sure everything has the green light. You can also do this on your PS4 at Settings and Network. View status of PlayStation Network services. If PSN is down, you can't do much other than wait for Sony to fix the problem. Stick to an offline game for the time being. If you're still having an issue, there's a chance that a setting in your router is blocking your PS4 from getting online. Make sure you haven't restricted router traffic for your PS4. For example, there may be parental controls or MAC address filtering in place. If you saw type 3 under NAT type in the connection test or only have a problem in certain games, you may need to forward ports in your router so your PS4 can communicate properly. See Sony support page about the PS4 network test for a list of which ports need forwarding for PSN services. And check the documentation for your particular game to find its applicable ports. Note that if you're having this problem on a school or work network, the institution likely has PSN blocked. There's not much you can do unless you manage the network. If your PS4 won't reliably connect to your Wi-Fi, try enabling the guest network on your router and connecting to that on your PS4 instead. While it might sound strange, this solved a problem I had years ago when my PS4 wouldn't connect to the router but everything else did. Some GameFAQs threads have also recommended this method, particularly on the original model of PS4, which I have. The guest network can work differently depending on your router. In some cases, it's simply a separate network name with its own password. When I had this problem, the guest network appeared as an open connection that you could connect to without a password, but then required you to open the internet browser app on your PS4 and sign in using the guest network password. There's another important factor that might lead you to this method. The PS4 does not support WPA3 Wi-Fi security. If your router uses this modern security standard, you'll need to change it to WPA2 for your PS4 to get online. In my testing, the hybrid WPA3 WPA2 setting doesn't work. It must be WPA2 alone. If you want to avoid using this older security method on your main network, you can enable WPA2 on your guest network and connect your PS4 to that. Depending on your router, the guest network may kick you offline at regular intervals. Keep this in mind so you don't get booted from an important multiplayer match. While one or more of the above fixes will hopefully help when your PS4 Wi-Fi signal is too weak or won't work at all, a wired connection is always better. Hardwiring your PS4 to your router using an Ethernet cable will result in a more stable connection with faster data speeds. If possible, we recommend using a network cable to get your PS4 online. Even if you can't do so long-term, try connecting with an Ethernet cable and checking for PS4 system updates, which might fix your Wi-Fi issue. In case this isn't an option for you, try using power line adapters, which run an Ethernet connection over the power lines in your home. You simply plug one unit into the wall by your router and another near your console. While not as good as a true Ethernet cable, it's more stable than Wi-Fi. Now you know what to do when your PS4 Wi-Fi has stopped working or becomes unreliable. Hopefully, you're able to patch it up so you can get to playing online again. If nothing else worked, you might consider calling your internet service provider to ask about any internet filters or similar blocks it has applied. Otherwise, you can factory reset your PS4 as a dire last step.
Want to use your PS5 controller on PC, but having trouble? I'll show you how to set up DS4 Windows step by step. Let's get started. DS4 Windows is a free tool that makes your PC recognize PlayStation controllers as Xbox ones, ensuring perfect compatibility for all games. Search for the official DS4 Windows site and download the latest version. When installing, make sure to include the VGM bus driver. It's essential. Connect via USB or hold the PS and create buttons until the blue light flashes to pair via Bluetooth. Once detected, use the Profiles tab to customize your mapping, vibration, and light bar, or set it to emulate an Xbox controller. Now launch your favorite game. Your controller should work perfectly. Just keep DS4 Windows running in the background. And that's it. If this helped, hit that like button and subscribe for more tech tips. Thanks for watching.
Whether you play on PS5, PS4, Xbox, or Switch, thumb grips provide a serious upgrade to your gaming experience. Here's why they are a must-have for every gamer: improved grip control. Prevent slipping, no more losing control due to sweaty hands. More precision helps with aiming in FPS games like Call of Duty Fortnite. Better handling makes movement smoother in racing and sports games. Reduces finger-thumb fatigue. Less pressure on thumbs. Reduces strain during long gaming sessions. More comfortable feel. Helps prevent blisters or discomfort. Protects your controller. Prevents stick wear. Avoids damage to the analog stick rubber. Reduces stick drift. Keeps the sticks in better condition over time. Customization performance boost. Different heights, textures. Adjust your stick for better precision or faster movement. Add style. Choose from cool colors designs to match your setup. Best thumb grips for different games. FPS, Call of Duty, Apex Legends, Fortnite. Raised grips for better aim control. Racing sports, FIFA, Gran Turismo, NBA 2K. Concave grips for smoother movement. Casual or general gaming. Standard grips for extra comfort protection. Should you get thumb grips, diff. You want better control and prevent stick wear? Then yes, if you play games competitively, they give you a performance edge. Yes, if you game for long hours, they reduce fatigue, increase comfort. Yes, give your controller a professional look. Then yes, if you like the video, please subscribe with us more information videos. There are two ways that you can connect a DualShock 4 controller to a PS5, wired or wirelessly. To use a wired connection, you'll need a micro USB cable. Plug the micro USB cable into the DualShock 4 controller, then connect it to the PS5 via one of its USB ports. Press and hold the PlayStation button centered between the analog sticks on the controller. Wait for the lights to flash. Your controller should now be linked to your PS5. After connecting the DualShock 4 controller to a PS5, you can remove the micro USB cable to use the controller wirelessly. However, if you'd prefer to skip this step and wirelessly connect your PS4 controller to a PS5 via Bluetooth, it couldn't be easier. Navigate to the settings menu depicted by the cog icon on the PS5 home screen. Select Accessories, then Bluetooth Accessories. If you've previously connected a PS4 controller to your PS5, you should see the controller as for DualShock under Registered Accessories. To connect a new DualShock 4 controller, put it into pairing mode, turn the controller off, and press and hold the share button and the PlayStation button at the same time until the lights flash quickly. Under Accessories found, select the PS4 controller and press X. If you ever want to remove a PS4 controller from a PS5, you can select it from the Registered Accessories list by pressing X, then selecting Delete. It's a very simple process, but one that's worth knowing if you encounter any issues. If you like the information, please like and subscribe with us for more information. There are two ways that you can connect a DualShock 4 controller to a PS5, wired or wirelessly. To use a wired connection, you'll need a micro USB cable. Plug the micro USB cable into the DualShock 4 controller, then connect it to the PS5 via one of its USB ports. Press and hold the PlayStation button centered between the analog sticks on the controller. Wait for the lights to flash. Your controller should now be linked to your PS5. After connecting the DualShock 4 controller to a PS5, you can remove the micro USB cable to use the controller wirelessly. However, if you'd prefer to skip this step and wirelessly connect your PS4 controller to a PS5 via Bluetooth, it couldn't be easier. Navigate to the settings menu depicted by the cog icon on the PS5 home screen. Select Accessories, then Bluetooth.
We are on the brink of a new year, and with the new year comes new games. Hi folks, it's Falcon, and today on Game Ranks, the top 10 new games of the first half of 2025. At number 10 is Sid Meier's Civilization 7, the latest 4X extravaganza from Firaxis Games. Now, I'm not going to say this is like a major departure for Civilization, but they've added quite a few interesting things. First, ages. You have antiquity, exploration, and modern periods. In between each, there's crisis points where you have to decide what elements that you keep from the previous age as you move into the next. I do think that's a pretty cool sounding idea. It also is going to allow you to do some weird alternate history stuff. An example I have seen in the leaders in civilization swapping, like Benjamin Franklin of revolutionary United States fame, building the Great Wall of China. At the heart of it, though, it's still Civilization. If you like previous games, I'm sure you're not going to be particularly out in the cold with what's going on here. But these are some interesting ways of mixing up the formula that I think honestly sound good. They could not be good. I don't know. We'll see. Obviously, great ideas can be executed well, and bad ideas can turn out better than you expect. So we'll have to wait for the pudding to see if the proof is in it. Civilization 7 is coming to PC, and when I say PC, I mean Windows, Mac, and Linux. It's coming to the PlayStations, the Xboxes, and Nintendo Switch as well, all on February 11th. At number 9 is Assetto Corsa Evo. You might be aware of the beloved racing simulator. It's a franchise that's been going on a while. This is the open world one. The map they've created for this one is supposedly over 600 square miles. It takes place in Nürburgring. It's real world terrain, supposedly. I don't know if it's 600 square miles of Nürburgring that are specifically recreated or if it's areas that have been combined into a map. I don't know that. I do know that the developers have a proprietary engine that they have been working on. This game's going to have a day-night cycle, dynamic weather, and apparently advanced vehicle physics.
Now, as you know, vehicle physics are kind of lackluster in racing games as a whole now, whether that's arcade or simulation. So I'm interested to see exactly what they mean by enhanced vehicle physics. This one's going to have VR support as well, which I think is a good thing. Assetto Corsa Evo is coming to PC via early access, at least at first. It is going to land on PS5 and Xbox Series later, but January 16th is where you're going to see it pop up on Steam for your purchase.
And number 8 is the first Berserker Kazan, a action RPG developed by Neopol, or Neopol. I don't know how to say it.